All right, everybody. So I've had my new 2023 WRX about not quite 2 months yet. And I was on vacation for a few weeks in there, so I didn't really get the miles put on it that I typically do commuting. But in that time, I've now put a little bit over 3,000 miles on the WRX. So I'm going to film my first oil change. I'm going to show you what it takes to change the oil and what I got and all that good stuff, so you can save a little bit of money. So if it interests you, stick around. All right, so the mileage I have on this right now is 3,282 miles. And I know the manual says every 6,000 miles, but the fact that I'm not comfortable going 6,000 miles. So, all right, the first thing you need to do is pop the hood. So the hood release latch is right there, and you just pull it. All right, I have it in gear, and I have the parking brake on because I'm going to jack this puppy up and put jack stands under it. So it's good to have that, and so you don't roll down the driveway. All right, so I popped the hood release in the car, and the actual latch release is right here in the middle of the hood. Push it to the left and raise it up. You know, one of the things I love about the car is it's got actual, instead of having a prop rod, it has struts. So there you go. That's awesome. All right, and for ease, I love it that the oil filter's on top and the oil fill is right here. I've read a whole bunch of stuff about temperatures and what the owner's manual requires for the oil based on your temperature and all kinds of other stuff. But if you see right here on the oil fill, it says 0W20. So there you go. And right here's your engine oil dipstick. So when you want to check it after you've changed this all, you'll be able to do it right there. So that's where you check your oil levels. All right, so what you need to do this change is metric wrenches, so you can remove and reinstall the drain plug. Some 0W20 full synthetic. I chose Mobile 1, and it's got to be a certain, I can't remember what the whole API service SP, I think, is what's called for in the owner's manual. Original Subaru oil filter element, which on this one is a element CP-oil filter, and then a bunch of numbers there, 15208 AA 170. Those are the things you need. The actual tools, like I said, you need the wrenches, and then you're going to need a funnel to put the oil back in, and then you're also going to need a drain pan to remove the old stuff, a jack or ramps, and some jack stands. So let me get those other things together, and then we will get down below to check out and make sure we jack it in the right place. I did look online to see where to jack it so you don't crush any the seams or the rails along the side. So it had a point where you can jack it up back towards the transmission and the cross member, so you're not, you're lifting the weight of the engine, the weight of the car with the correct spot. So here we go. All right, so I think I've got everything here that I need, but I cannot reiterate enough that please follow all the safety precautions. This is for information only. So what I like to do is make sure the rear wheels are blocked so the car can't slide on the jack. I got the parking brake on. I got the transmission in gear, and I'm going to jack it up and put it on jack stands so that I reduce the risk of it falling on me. So, like I said, please follow all safety. Well, after some consternation, the approach angle of my car is a little bit too short to, or too low to drive up on the ramps I have for my other vehicles, like my F-250, which has no problems. So I went and I have quick jacks, and I have these blocks that have a groove in them for you to put them on the pinch weld. So I'm going to use these so I don't scratch the paint, and then I'm going to jack up on the factory spot where you're supposed to jack if you're going to change your tire. So that is what I am planning to do. I will put you down there to watch this, and then we'll go from there. But just want to make sure that you understand that you got to do something to lift it without scratching your the underside of your car up all crazy like. All right, I have the other side jacked up. I use the pinch welds. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing. And like I said, got it blocked and got the parking brake on. So let's see what we can do here to the subframe. All right, so there you go. Jacked on the pinch welds where it shows for the spare tire, and then I'm putting jack stands underneath exactly where I am safely supporting the vehicle. So here we go. Let's put it down, and then I'll go see and make sure I can get underneath it. Alrighty, so I got underneath here, and on my 3,000 mile Subaru WRX, and I'm a portly fellow, and the way I have it jacked up, I can get to this easily. So right there is the drain plug for the oil pan. I will be able to get to it and slide the pan underneath here. Well, that's great. And then I'm just looking, and it looks like somebody, probably me, hit something underneath here. There's some more, but I don't think I hit anything because I've been pretty careful, but you never know. And there you go. I'm just that's a big old exhaust for this little car, so that's cool. And I think that's the resonator. I don't know where my cats are, but that must be the cats right there. But I don't know, I'm just looking at it. I'm pretty pumped. That I can't see. I'll have to get it up higher to get back farther to see where the oil fill and everything is on the transmission drain and fill, but I'm not going to worry about that for a while yet. But this I want to take care of, so let's go. All right, before I start draining, I'm going to try and break the vacuum a little bit. So I pull the dipstick out, open up the oil fill. There we go. Ooh, look at that, clean. And then I'm going to remove the oil filter from the top here. Hopefully it's hand tight, but we'll see. All right, here we go. And it's a little tighter. So let me go get another tool. All right, so I tried to get that off, hoping it was hand tight. Unfortunately, it isn't. So I went and got my handy dandy filter remover. I'm just going to use this to loosen it up, and this works great because it just uses pressure. So I'm going to turn it lefty-loosey here, and look at how easy that goes. One-handed, and we're busted loose. So it wasn't like over-tightened from the factory. So put my oil filter remover down, and then we will go on from there. All right, so I loosened it up with the wrench, and look at how easy this thing comes off. Now I also want to make sure that I remove it. Look at all the dirt and debris that's around the edge from flying up in the engine compartment. So I'm going to make sure I undo that or clean it up with a red shop towel before I put the new one on. So, but I do this to break the vacuum so it drains a little bit quicker. All right, I went and checked in the bolt into the drain plug into the oil pan is 17 millimeters. All right, the goal is always to not make too big of a mess, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to loosen this up, and then once it's loose, I'll do it by hand so I don't lose the drain plug. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. And this thing, they must put it on with an impact. Oh, fuck. Yep, nope, I loosened it. They had that sucker in there good, real good. I don't know, but definitely got a couple cuts. But anyways, so we'll go from there. But whew, they had that in there tight. All right, so I had that in there, and now I am going to remove this here. I'll find out here in a second, but there it goes. and I didn't make too big of a mess. I seem to have correctly directed the flow of 0W20. I got some on my hand, some in that nice cut that I got when I removed the skin. But overall, looking good for the first oil change. Let me finish draining this and all right, back in. Do not strip, do not pass go, do not collect $200. And again, I am going to follow the directions of putting it on and then tighten it a little past hand tight. So there's hand tight. And it's not the 3/4, it is the 17 millimeter. There we go. It's snug. And there we go. I'm not going to put it on any tighter than that because you saw me whack the shit out of my hand when I changed it. So, there we go. We're done on the bottom side. And now we will... Oh, we got a leak. I found a leak. I don't know what that's from. Hopefully it's not from this because it's way over here. Look at that. It looks like grease, so we'll have to just keep an eye on that. That's the other good thing about doing your own oil changes. You can monitor stuff, and it looks like there might be a little leak on the rack too. So anyways, let me get up on top and refill this puppy. All right, so here we are up at the top. I have drained below. I have reinstalled the drain plug. And now it's time to install the filter and fill the car up. So there you can tell that it's straight from the factory. Got the nice little seal on there. Gonna take that off. As you can see, it's the same as the one I took off. It's the Subaru original. And so I'm going to take a little bit of oil that's in here. And I know it's got a little bit of dirt, but I just want to make sure that I lube this up. And then with this, I just try and wipe out all the sand and dirt that's in there. And then you just put this on here, righty-tighty. And I'm only going to do it hand tight, so that when I go to take it off, it's hopefully hand tight. Unlike when I went to take it off, I had to use my oil filter remover. So there you go. Now I have the filter in place. I have the bottom drained. And now I just need to put 4.8 quarts of fresh, fully synthetic 0W2 Mobile 1 in. So let me get a funnel and then I will start filling this up. All right, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll recognize this funnel. This is the funnel that I've used on just about every oil change video on the channel. It looks crappy, but the interior is clean, which is the important part. So I have tightened below, new oil filter, takes 4.8 quarts. I'm gonna put the whole 5 in. There you go. And then we'll see how it shakes out. But I'm thinking that 4.8 really means 5, and that's what we're going to put in there. Since it's a Subaru, 0W20, 100% synthetic Mobile 1. Gonna let it drain for a little bit, and then we will put the car down to level. I'm gonna go in and crank it over a few times with my foot on the gas pedal so it doesn't fire. And then we'll check the volume to see if we're in between the min and the max on the dipstick. So, all right, I got it back down on the ground, sort of level. And now I am going to turn it over with my accelerator pressed all the way to the floor, which should not allow it to fire, which should allow it to prime the oil filter since it is upside down. And then we'll go from there. We'll start it up, let it idle for a while, shut it off, and then I will check to see the level on the dipstick. So again, it's supposed to be 4.8 quarts at so I put 5 in it and we should be good. All right, everything I've read says to push the pedal, the accelerator all the way to the floor, clutch in, and then turn it over to lube or to prime the filter, and it shouldn't start with the accelerator all the way in. And that's what it's doing. I don't want to burn out the starter. I'll do it one more time. And then we will just start this puppy up. All right. Now, let's see if we can get the... Meanwhile, I was doing this, it started to sprinkle. Crazy, but luckily I'm done for the most part, except for checking the dipstick. So let's do that, and then we should be finito. All right, here we go. I'm gonna check the levels, and then we'll be done. Hopefully it's in between the minimum and the max. So again, like I said, here's the dipstick. Push it all the way in, pull it all the way out, wipe it down, and then we will reinsert it, maybe, and see where we're at on the dipstick. And it appears that I'm right at the full level. It's showing right there. So looks like 5 quarts is the cat's meow. So there you go. There you have it. There's how you change your oil in the driveway and save yourself a couple bucks. So hopefully if you have any questions, you can put them below, and I really appreciate all the support. Thank you, and have a great day. Follow up to my oil change. This is like a minute and a half after I changed the oil. Talk about good timing. I just put this in as a PS.